We're told here in this problem that Chevy is going to purchase a car. It's $26,995. He knows that this particular make and model depreciates by 24% over the first year, so big depreciation rate. And he's able to find a 12-month CD at an APY of 3.4%, which is a result of monthly compounding. What would he have to put away each month in order to pay cash for the depreciated car next year? Okay, well right now the car, first thing we need to figure out is, well, how much does he need to have? So he needs to have enough to pay this car off. So I guess we're ignoring taxes and license and registration, or we're just looking at the value of the car itself. So if this thing depreciates by 24%, well, we can take 24% of this and then subtract it from $26,995. But that means that it's only going to be worth 76% of this value in 1 year. So we're going to just figure out what that amount needs to be. So we'll do 26,995 times 0.76. And we find out that that amount has to be $20,516.20. So assuming that this depreciation occurs, this is the amount that he needs. So that means that saved up in 1 year, now typically, FYI, CDs don't allow you to put in money on a regular basis, but we're kind of making a stretch here saying it's a 12-month CD, hey, go ahead and add money as you please, and then it'll still expire in 12 months. Okay, so we have that he wants to have an inflow of $25,1620 from this this CD after 12 months in order for him to be able to just take it and pay off this car. So he hasn't purchased it yet, but he's just saving up his money. And he's going to put away monthly at 3.4% APY. Now here's our first problem. This is APY. We can't actually use this to calculate exactly. So we've got to figure out what the APR is, because our calculator, if we plug this in for I%, it's going to assume that we're using an APR. Now remember, the difference is this takes into account, this is after compounding you get this much, but we, in our calculator, have to plug in things pre-compounding. So that's the key thing here. So first thing I'm going to do is come over to my TVM solver, and just like we've done in the past, we're going to go ahead and calculate my APR. So APR is based on a 1 year basis. In this case, 1 year means 12 months because it's compounded monthly. My APR, I don't know what this is. This is not 3.4 because this is the APR right here. So if I were to put in, we always go back to the simple case of, if I put in $100, no payment at this point yet, we're just converting to APR. I would expect that 3.4% APY means that I have $103.40. So 3.4 per 100. And so now I can go backwards and say, well, hey, you know what? What does my APR have to be in order to accomplish that? It would actually have to be about 3.35%. So this means 3.35% APR. Now, it's not that you can't do anything with the APY. So the problem is we cannot just in the same way enter 3.4% into our calculator. So we convert to an APR first, and now we can calculate with this percentage rate. So we're not going to use this. We're going to use this guy because that's what our calculator relies on. Okay, so we want to know what would he have to put away each month. So we want to know what the payment is. We want to know what the required monthly payment is. And we would probably expect this to be fairly large, given that he wants $20,000. He's only going to invest for a year at this really low interest rate. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, well, we do want 12 months because this is a 1 year investment. At 3 point, we can just leave this rate here because this is a little bit more precise than just saying 3.35. Now, what's going to happen initially? Well, initially he's not going to put in anything into this annuity, a CD, but he's going to put away some regular monthly payment in order to get the $20,000. Okay, so for our future value, we want to make sure that he's able to pull out $20,516.20. Perfect. Now we'll calculate our payment, and we are done. So he has to put away $1,683.61. That has to be his monthly payment in order to accomplish his goal of $20,516.20. Now the one thing you'll notice, this is kind of as a side note, if I take that payment, $1683.61, and I multiply it by 12, that's actually what I put in out of pocket. So notice that he earned a little over $313. That $313.12 is what it looks like. And excuse me, 88 cents is what he's earned. So it's not very much because it's such a short period of time. Alternatively, one last approach that we can take to finding the total balance is in this final, excuse me, the finance app. You'll notice that below TVM Solver you have all these different things. And if you come down here and you select the sum of the principal, what that means is the sum of everything that's been put in out of pocket. So if I hit that, it'll take me back to my home screen, and now I need to select the range of payments. So I want to basically sum all of the payments from 1 to the 12th payment. And that also confirms that